Good morning. Happy pre-Friday. And today we're going to talk really briefly about spiritual nutrition. Now, a lot of people have unnecessary spiritual weight gain that makes you feel sluggish, tired all of the time. Well, and other things that go from the spiritual side into your body side. Now, your soul wants to talk to you. It's saying, have more chai tea. Mhm, in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Um, but pay attention to the foods that you eat because they affect your body, your mind, and your spirit. I have been trying this out, and you know that I try things out before I give it to you, right? I've been trying this out for the longest time. And I started researching different faiths and how they approach spiritual nutrition and the nutrition of their body thereof. So, from all the ones that, there's my neighbor. Everybody say hello to my neighbor. Um, so in I want to say like percentage wise, 70 to 80%, I guess, of the ones that the faiths that I sat down for real and this past year because in January everybody said I come on and tell me you didn't. Everybody said in January I'm going to get my act together and I'm going to lose weight. Well, here we are, October. I still have plenty of it left. Yeah, I lost maybe an inch, give or take. But we're all getting more ripe and delicious and even sweeter with time, right? Because if we refuse to live in this lifetime, like not lifetime, but time in this life, then we don't age now, do we? Mm. And every single Reiki and energy therapist here knows that when you heal, when you become that healing vessel and you heal others and your healing is sent over using quantum physics or whatever it is you want to call it, you get healing back and it rejuvenates you. Oh, mhm. That's why you see a lot of energy healers that look spectacular. Um, but anyway, getting back to it, 70 to about 80%. I don't want to really say 80% because I think it was more like 70%. Um, Food was thought of having not only a nourishing effect in the body, but a nourishing effect in your role here inside the meat suit, and your spiritual role inside the meat suit, right? So um as people were learning, they were jotting it down, right? And they were teaching others how what they found. Now, I it wasn't clear if they tried it themselves, and that's why they were writing everything down and putting everything together because it wasn't clear. The syntax was not clear. But I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go into this. So I tried it. I lost, I lost, I don't want to say more than an inch. I know it's more than an inch, but I don't want to say that it was more than an inch because There are days, depending on the atmospheric pressure and depending on the load of what the Earth is receiving from the load of pressure and gravity that is actually pushing towards the Earth, the sun's reaction towards the Earth, and all our little, even our galaxy, but our solar system. It all depends. We get squashed and we don't get squashed. We expand depending on this. If it's, we all know the nature of physics, and heat expands, and cooler or cold temperatures will shrink. So you can't just look at us as just we're human and that we have a spiritual component. We have to look at ourselves as we are a part of everything that is around us. And that's the first thing that I had to look at. There are days you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pounds than you did the day before. But you have to look at the energies. You have to look at the pressure load that you're getting. You have to look at the moon cycle. Where are we in the moon cycle? How much more water is coming up? Well, we're 70% water, aren't we? So this thing that some people believe that you booby trap yourself. No, you booby trap yourself by being ignorant and not getting all these things and putting all these things into perspective. Can you lose weight by intention? Yes. What is your intention? And how is your intention going to manifest? What are you bringing in to that intention to manifest? Yes, you can. You can. But anyway, I studied a bit. I'm telling you, it wasn't like I went to school for this. All right. I studied the Hindus. I studied a little bit of the Native American because I'm fascinated um, with indigenous ceremonies. And I also studied the Jewish tradition. Um, and what I found was also, depending on your DNA, depending where you came from, depending what lineage you are from, it depends on what your belief is. The Jewish population does not eat pork. However, the Hindus forbid eating beef. And then some Native American tribes don't eat foods that are not sacred. So when you look at all of that, you say to yourself, okay, hold on. So all these different faiths have a spiritual nutrition guideline based on where they are, who they are, and what they have carried down through in their DNA from the wisdom that they gathered. So it tells us once again, we are all human, but we are all unique, right? We're all unique, and based on what it is that you've been taught and what it is that you have gathered and what it is that has worked for each one of these groups of individuals and faiths, it works for them. So you have to then talk to yourself and ask yourself, well, where does that leave me? I'm not Native American. I'm definitely not Hindu. I'm not Jewish. Where does it leave me? Well, if you're like me for the past number of years, you have eaten everything under the earth and above the earth, anything that flies and anything that swims. Um, But we have also, since I'm into the shamanic tradition, there you have traditions where you are asked and gently placed in a purification diet, right? There are diets based on your age, because the older you get, the less minerals of this and this and that. So you have to supplement, right? There's nothing wrong with supplementing. We're being given the wisdom to create medicine so that we can continue living and expand our possibilities, right? So what we have really, really come, and what I have really, really come into knowledge and wisdom. And this is with a lot of meditation, which you should be doing anyway, a lot of soul searching, conversations with my soul, conversations with my spirit guides, salt, sugar, and meats that take a long time to process, for your body to process. Those are the ones that not only make the body heavy, but the spirit as well, your spiritual side, your spiritual component makes it heavy. Why? Why would you think that? Why would you think that I got that information, right? Now those are my neighbor's kids. They're happy to go to school. It's a wonderful thing. But anyway, now there are some nutritionists that will tell you one thing, and some nutritionists that tell you not to eat things. But you need to know what your body's composition is all about. What are you made of? Right? Where'd you come from? There's a lot. I had to do a lot of research with my heritage, right? I started for a while now, a long while now. I started realizing that I do not process meat, red meat. I I I would love to have to sit down and have a burger, and it's not anymore. It just does not bode well with my body. My body and my spirit become sluggish, and I feel energy that does not serve me, doesn't work with me. It doesn't jive with me. It's like if I have a spiritual allergic reaction, right? But then I have to really, I had to start this modification. I had to really go in within myself, right? This is part of your awakening, following truth and honesty in your nutrition. Okay. I had to go in intuitively and connect to the truth and integrity of my lineage. I had to say, hey, wait a minute, body, what's going on? What's really happening? Why are you reacting with certain foods that I'm eating? My daughter, she's allergic to soy and any soy products. So how wonderful is that? That we did the research, that we found what it is that was giving her such a hard time with her body. Okay, with her body, we got to separate the body with the spirit. So our intuition is always on; it never turns off. And one of the biggest thing our intuition tells us, but when you don't listen, is to slow down. The journey that we go through here in this meat suit is not an easy one, but it could be a great one. We just have to slow down. We have to listen and pay attention to every single message that we get. And our bodies will give us signs. And reactions are a sign, right? Right? And our bodies tell us, they talk to us and tell us, you know, you really shouldn't be eating that burger. I know you really want it, Mary, but look at that nice salad. And it's got egg and it's got cheese and it's got all these wonderful things that you can replenish your need for protein or have fish or have, you know, this is what you need to do. But you're going, no, I look at those fries. They're nice and greasy and thick and fat. And look at that burger. Oh my God. So you start thinking, why would they make veggie burgers that look like burgers? Because that is going to satisfy a lot of people visually. And they're going to really change their minds when they're eating it. They're going to do the comparison. You know what? God, gosh darn it, this does taste very much like meat. And their bodies begin to say, they take in that energy, they process that energy, and it's not as heavy when you have a veggie burger. It's got to be the right veggie burger. I've had veggie burgers that taste like cardboard, and I don't know about you, but some of them just taste like regular old Miracle Grow. I don't know about you, but that's what it tastes like for me. But when I listen and I give that conscious awareness to that moment that I'm getting a transmission of, am I really hungry? And if I am, what does my body really want to eat? Does it really want this burger, or is my brain telling me, oh, you really want that burger? Okay, brain, I know I want that burger. I know you want that burger. But what does my body need? Now, for a lot of you, you're probably thinking, oh my God, but that's so boring. Everybody's having a burger and Mary's having a salad. Did anybody ever ask me, how's that salad? No. Everybody in the table usually goes, that's what you're having. We're all having the same thing. Why aren't you having the same thing? You get that, don't you? Right. You need to understand that you need to get rid of that. You don't need to follow everybody. Okay? There are a lot of choices out there, and there's a lot of misunderstandings, and there's a lot of misinformation. You need to slow down. You need to listen to your body. You need to get your mind, if you know, okay, and this is where I put the brakes down, right? I put the brakes on. If I know that I'm going to feel heavy for the next week and a half because I'm going to swell up because I do not do well with red meat for a week, and I'm going to feel sluggish, I mean, that's a terrible feeling. Why would I want to encourage that? So if my brain, if I am consciously awake enough that my brain tells me, right? It's telling me and it's egging me on. And it's telling me, go ahead and have that burger. Don't worry. Worry about it after a week. Just take Tums and drink more water and starve yourself for the week. What's that going to do to my body? So I have to take care of my body. I have to be so consciously aware that I need to take care of my body, that I am going to tell brain, sweetheart, you're going to swell up too. You're going to feel like crap, and you're going to secrete hormones and working overtime secreting more and more hormones so that you can make the body feel better. How's that? Would you like that? If you're willing to compromise, then maybe I'll have half a burger and a soup or a salad. What do you think? You compromise with your brain. Most often, 99.9%, your brain is going to go, forget it, let's have the salad. I don't feel like doing that. But you need to. Everybody's going out to eat tonight. It's Friday night. Let's go. Let's do this. Everybody goes to a burger joint. I'm telling you, burgers, because red meat just doesn't do well with me. We all go. I always pick the chicken or fish or whatever it is that they have because I don't want to be in that number one coma when I get back home. You all know about that coma, that food coma. I don't want that. I have too many things to do. And then I'm going to be swollen for about a week and a half. Then my brain is going to be going 1,000 miles an hour, trying not only to take care of my emotion, but also of my body's reaction and emotion to what I put myself through. I did that to myself. Why would I ever want to do that again? And cravings, that's the other thing. When you have a craving, you need to sit down and tell yourself, am I thirsty? Am I really hungry? How much of this do I want? And is this going to be good for my body? Why is my body asking? Well, because it's deprogramming. And ego is saying, oh my God, I'm never going to have chocolate again. And chocolate makes me feel good. That's what's going on most of the time. There's what do you call it? There's a war between your brain and your body. So your intuition is always on. Your intuition is always telling you, slow down. Slow down. Give yourself a moment so that you can really figure out if the message that you're getting from your brain and your body coincide with that of a genuine hunger, right? Is it a craving? Is it an addiction to something? Is it maybe you're having an allergy to something that you previously ate or you were exposed to, and it creates this moment of desire, physical and nutritional desire. Maybe you're having mood issues. Maybe you have a change in energy, either from low to high or high to low. Maybe you are just freaking uncomfortable and you want comfort food, which gives you these warm and fuzzy sensations. Well, before you make that decision, you have to sit down like I'm doing. And you need to say to yourself, wait a minute. My body's going through a change. Let's see what this means. Right? So you need to look at food as an energetic alternative, right? When you get a craving, it's your body telling you that there is an emotional need. But you need to know what a craving is. You need to separate it from what is real hunger, what is a craving, right? What is an emotional eating? What's going on, right? Because cravings come from the body, signaling your brain, hey, I need something, right? Could be an addiction, could be anything. When do we get most cravings? Because it is an emotional need. When we are not doing well emotionally, right? It could be a chronic issue. It could be a debilitating issue. It could be a disruption of any type of emotional state. It is, cravings are not a bad thing. It actually can tell us something's wrong. Let's work on that. So is a craving a bad thing? No. You got to turn that point of view to another, give it another turn and see, well, why am I getting that craving? Why? Your body is telling you, hello, something's wrong. Something needs to be fixed. And then you take it from there, meditation, going in within yourself, all those things. And then we talk about different foods, like salty foods. Salty foods satisfy fear. Or when we have a lifestyle that is not all exciting, so we want to spice up our lives. Well, that's salty foods. You have I know people that love crunchy foods. It has to be crunchy, no matter what, to be burnt and crunchy, right? Well, those are people that have anger, not only in their bodies, but in their minds. So crunching is a way for them to let go of certain people and circumstances that will cause anger in your life. So you eat crunchy food because you're actually moving the muscles in your jaw bones, right? In your face, and you swallow the crunchy, right? So it satisfies your anger. Wheat products, overeating wheat products, and anything high in gluten. Everybody knows gluten doesn't help, but you still eat it. That's comfort food. That's a food that keeps you safe, right? And really, what is more comforting than a slice of warm apple pie? Gives you comfort, right? Mashed potatoes, spaghetti. Ah, right? Right? Those are gluten products, unless you know how to make it, so, or you use gluten-free. But still, even if you use gluten-free products and you make gluten-free spaghetti, gluten-free well, mashed potatoes, it's hard to find gluten-free mashed potatoes, but they exist. What are you still doing? You're not getting the gluten. You're getting the sensation that you are eating a real apple pie or your old-fashioned bowl of pasta, right? What's so good about it? Well, it's comfort, and it comforts you. It calms you down, brings down your blood pressure, brings down your heart rate. It calms you down, right? That's what it does. Then you have sugar. Sugar, we crave sugar when we don't have enough excitement and spontaneity in our lives. That's all it does. If we feel that we can't participate with somebody else in our happy times, well, then we use sugar as our friend. There's your friend. Turn on a movie, get your tub of ice cream, right? And eat it. When you're sad, you get your tub of ice cream, which has sugar, and you want to get rid of what? The sadness, and bring in a little excitement into your life, right? See, these are the things you need to worry about. These are the things, not so much worry about, but realize. Dairy, anything dairy, including cheese. Well, the first thing that, and everybody's going to tell you, well, the first thing you had was your mother's milk. That wasn't milk. That's colostrum. Okay? That's not milk. And breast milk does not look, taste, or even smell like cow milk. So get off that one. But what do what do these fat dairy products, what are their frequencies? What frequency do we get? Well, we get unconditional love, right? Unconditional love. They represent unconditional love that we either received and want to feel again, or we never got. So that becomes a substitute. Okay? When we feel that we don't have enough unconditional love from anyone or anything, and we need protection of a mother figure or father figure, we tend to crave or opt for any kind of dairy, including milk. Chocolate, we all know why it is part of the wooing factor in special occasions, with wedding anniversaries, birthdays, and even Valentine, right? It's a safe way to feel sensual, to feel desirable, to fill a void that you're missing with physical love, or physical love that you are not ready to receive at that moment. Alcohol. Alcohol and acceptance go hand in hand. I don't need to say more about that. You know, you want to feel accepted, you drink alcohol. In a group of people, you start early. Oh, you want to be accepted in that peer group, you're going to drink alcohol. And then all of a sudden it becomes part of you. Okay. Corn. Corn, and some people will tell you corn is bad, but eating corn products and eating corn, for whatever reason, people say that it gives you a sense of success. I just like it, but I, I don't know. But you tell me, because that I didn't think. Now, fatty foods, anything that is fatty, burgers, French fries. Think about it, guys. What is it? Why would we eat something that is so bad for us? Shame. Shame. That's the frequency of fatty foods. Shame. Right? We're hiding some from people so they don't get close to us because we are afraid, because maybe how we look. So we eat more of the fatty foods, right? Well, but this is where then your mind talks to your body. You remember those crunchy foods? This is where we eat the crunchy foods because remember we said anger? Well, anger creates problems. And if I feel that I'm angry with someone or someone's angry with me, then that means we can't love people and people can't love me, could they? So we eat more crunchy foods. Salty foods, it's really dangerous to eat it, isn't it? But we eat it knowing that it's bad. We're even eating the salt. God, this is so salty. And I know deep down in the back of my head, oh my God, this is so bad for me, but I'm going to eat it. Right? Um, the gluten in the wheat products is that emotion and that process that some people go to, that they believe no one will ever give them a chance, and nobody would ever um, give them what they need. So they rely on the wheat because they believe, these are people that believe that they are the only ones that can give themselves love and comfort. How sad is that? But If this is what you're craving, you know that that's what you need to work on. That's the beauty of this, right? The gluten is, so we talked about gluten, sugar, right? Everybody's sugar is evil. So is having fun, isn't it? So sugar and having fun, they're both together. So if you feel you've been conditioned to believe that you don't deserve to be happy, you're gonna be one of these people eating sugars, knowing fully well it's not gonna be good for you, but you feel like you have to. That is the emotion you need to work on. Okay. Any dairy products, ice cream, cheese, milk, means that you're unlovable. That's why you sit in front of the TV with your tub of ice cream, because that ice cream is going to love you. That is your substitute, right? And that is where you truly believe that love is conditional, and it's not true. That is not true. So you need to work on that. Chocolate, everybody has said, oh, sex is so dirty. Sex is so bad. Oh my God, you've been learning that since you were at the right age to learn about sex. Um, and therefore you can't be sensual and pretty, not slutty. Pretty is one thing, sensual is one thing, slutty is another. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to teach our kids. There is a thing called sensual, pretty, and inviting to yourself the way that you feel that is okay for you than to what is happening out there. So please teach your kids that, leave a little room for imagination. Um, Alcohol, again, you all know, if people uh, have hurt you and you feel that these people, other people are hurting you, and alcohol is interesting because alcohol has a lot to do with accepting yourself, uh, a lot of the times, and it comes from people. You believing that people are always there to hurt you. Turn it around. If you're having a problem with that, you need to work on yourself. Accept yourself. That's a good avenue to start yourself in there, to get yourself in there so that you can get better and help yourself. You've got, of course, the corn. Um, Corn leads to a pride that is not palpable, that you can't hold. If you're going for corn products and stuff like that, but it's in excess, you need to work on that. You are not a failure. You have never failed. You are a person that have great capabilities, and you're able to succeed in life no matter what you do. So that's something that you need to work on, right? Fatty foods, that is a clear indication. If you have an addiction to fatty foods, that is telling you that someone needs to tell you and show you how worthy you are of love. So we need to work with your backstory and your old timelines to bring you into a present where you don't need, and you find yourself that you don't need any of that. Okay. Now there are many, 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 many. You have foods that soothe the doshas. You have foods of the people that the yogis, the Ayurvedic traditions. You have oh my God, there is it's just so many that it's just too 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 much. Now, chakra, your root chakra, because you want to talk about spiritual nutrition, eating to actually help and nourish your chakras so that your chakras can help the rest of the body. Well, chakra, we all know the color is red, so eat red foods. For me, I'm not going to eat red meat. It's just not going to happen. But I do eat beets. I do eat red grapes. I do eat strawberries. I do eat cherries. And use a mantra when you're eating these foods. Bless these foods before you eat them. And then you have to say, I deserve to live a healthy, strong, lovable, and passionate life. That's it. That's your mantra as you're eating these strawberries, as you're eating these cherries. And be be humbled that there were people that that are picking these fruits and vegetables and these red foods so that you can have these at your table. Your second chakra, the sacral chakra, we all know the color is orange. Okay, so eat yam, eat salmon, eat papaya. Have a little papaya tree in the back. Um, um, and if you're not allergic to wheat, eat anything, any wheat-rich food. Uh, Usually it's I even use oatmeal, and I put my my orange fruits, oranges, tangerines, all those things. And your mantra is I I feel well. I feel I am desirable in the universe. Your third chakra, which is your solar plexus, it would be yellow, the color yellow. Here we go. You can eat corn-based foods, not because you crave it, but you're feeding your chakra. So if it's a craving, you need to work on that. But there are also grapefruits, all types of squashes, bananas. What a wonderful, wonderful way uh, to work with that. And you can actually, the mantra is, I am intelligent. I am successful. I am capable of all things that are positive for me. Okay. Your fourth chakra, which is your heart chakra. Anything that's green, vegetables, chipotle, anything that's green. Okay. Uh, and you can use tomatillos. You can use um, uh, lettuce. You can use green leafies. Anything that's green and leafy. A green apple, a Granny Smith. People go, oh, that's so tart. No, it's actually pretty good. We use it in voiceover, so we stop the, that happens on the microphone. Um, and what does that bring? Well, the mantra that you can use is, I am capable of love, to be loved, and to be lovable, right? And I deserve healthy relationships. Don't say with, no, encompass all the relationships, okay? Then you have your throat chakra, which would be blue. Anything that's blue as far as berries are concerned, you can add, and spices, anything that will make your mouth create, that's blue, create extra saliva so that you can process the foods before it goes down your esophagus and into your body, the rest of your body. So what you do in this, why is it that 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 is so important? Because from your mouth, you already need to be speaking truth and integrity, isn't it? Here is where your soul has a grasp between your heart and your throat. This is where your soul has a grasp, all right? And you can manifest anything at that point. So what would you say? Well, I live in honesty and integrity and truth, and I can manifest all my needs. And it's easy for me to communicate in truth and integrity. Those are your mantras. Then you've got your third eye, which is purple. Everybody remembers that the third eye is purple. Here's the other neighbor. They're probably wondering what I'm doing. They shouldn't because they know I do this every day. But anyway, so for your third eye, I don't recommend tobacco, but any organic cocoa products. Um, I don't drink wine, but if you do a little bit, maybe like a quarter cup of wine, red wine, or purple wine. I like purple wine, maybe, purple grapes, anything that has the color purple. Purple potatoes, believe it or not, you can bake those. Purple, there are purple carrots, anything that's purple. And what you do is, your mantra is, I accept I am the creator's image. Therefore, I accept who I am. And knowing that I accept I am made of the creator's image, I deserve to make healthy choices. Just the way that it is. Now, I can go on and on and on. I'll stop at chakra 7, which is white foods, parsnips, asparagus, the white asparagus. If you have not had white asparagus, you need to try it. White fishes, you can do white wine, white bread, and any herbs. You can add sage and lemongrass, even though they have a different color. But if you get the brand new leaves that they have, that's fine. And then your mantra is, I am fully connected to the divine, and I have been given a unique destiny. Therefore, my destiny is divine and loving. That is your perfect mantra. Now, the reason why I'm just giving you 7 is because we are on a linear timeline. Oh, right? But there's one for chakra 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? Try to read the Ayurveda. It's really, 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 really interesting. And to be honest, eat well. Ask yourself, what did I eat today? What do I feel like eating today? What is it that I wanted to eat? And what is it that I did eat? And ask yourself, why did I eat it? Was I happy? Was I sad? Was I with someone that was uncomfortable? Why did I pick this? Right? And then go into yourself and meditate and say to yourself, okay, well, how can this stop if it hurt me, if I know that it hurt me? Okay? So that's your homework. I hope that this information has helped you, give you I wish that you guys would truly see how beautiful you are, inside, outside, and the beautiful mission that you came here to do. Yes, I know. What mission? How do I find my mission? You have to get out of the way. You have to get out of your own way. You have to learn. You have to learn. If you don't take a class with me, take it with someone. I don't care who. Take it with someone. But take it with someone that cares. You're gonna know. The first class you get, you're gonna know. All right? But give yourself that chance. 10 minutes to 9, I need to start working. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Take this information and run with it. Spiritual nutrition is important. because it feeds the body. Listen to your body, listen to your brain, converse and meditate with your soul. You're going to thank me for that. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, maybe a few years from now. The universe has all the time in the world for you so that you can get to where you need to get to, just the way you wrote it. The mere fact that you're listening to this is not a coincidence. You wrote this in your book, the book you're living in right now. Thank you for joining me. A home to you and yours. Have a beautiful day.